All right, everybody. Welcome to Saturday. I'm back in town, and London is a very dark, rainy, cold place, and not fun to be around. I'm not a drinker, so it's not like I'm running around drinking, and it's staying up all night is not easy. So I scooted back. I landed yesterday afternoon. I was lucky to miss the terrible weather. Today, I had a great flight, and all is well. Anyway, I just want to start off with something that Christian Shaughnessy posted, and I'll let you just listen to it. It's 30 seconds, 20 seconds. You got to people, all my stuff is blocked. I've lost all the followers. I've lost people don't even know I go online anymore. I have to physically go out and call people to make sure they get on the calls. It's terrible what they've done, but it is what it is. So here, just listen to this because in case you haven't found it. Counterfeiting. In creating shares that don't exist. Go out and try to create money that doesn't exist, you go to jail. A T-shirt, you go to jail. Super Bowl tickets, you go to jail. Anything you counterfeit, it's bad. Only in the equity markets is considered good, but they don't want it to be called counterfeiting because everybody knows that word means bad. What a statement. Whoever made that statement up is a genius. But that is exactly what it is. If you use the word counterfeiting, so when you do post or you have a comment about it, please use the word counterfeit, not a naked short. I always told you they try to put lipstick on a pig, changing the word. Everyone says a naked short, and regular people look at it, not tinted veil. He knows by now. He knows what it means now. But in the beginning, no one understood it. Naked short, naked short. That's the word Wall Street gave it. They're just basically trying to make you get lost in their words, and that's what they try to do. Everything they do is confusion. It's just a counterfeit. They made it up. The company doesn't get the money. The crook gets the money. The company gets a disgruntled shareholder. I told everyone a story, and I'll just repeat it. Many moons ago, I had a woman. She was the CEO of a company that made these little, I guess, drones or what, little submarines she made to patrol the harbors and the military ships to make sure nobody was getting near the boats that ran underwater. Well, the shorts put out, so you understand how the shorts operate. They put out a story that the company got a major contract with a defense company. Her stock went from 30 cents, I think it went to $7 on millions and millions of shares. Well, the shorts made up that story. They shorted into the run, okay? And then they posted it was bullshit. This company doesn't have this report. It's nonsense. This poor woman called me up. She was hysterical, crying. It was the complete opposite of everything we always think. The company had nothing to do with it. Now she's being contacted by the SEC. She had nothing to do with it. It was the shorts fabricating a story so the stock would go higher, so they could short it and then blame the company. Just think about what they do. The longs got in trouble, not the shorts. Because the shorts were saying it's bullshit. Just think about that. That is a true story. I can't remember the symbol, what the company was. I'm sure it's gone by now. But she was in tears because all of a sudden she had all these shareholders and the information was false. She had to tell them it was all false and they all got wiped out. But the shorts seemed like heroes because they were out there saying, we told you so. We told you that this isn't true. So just think about it. When you see these crazy stories in stocks, sometimes the motive is the short sellers doing this stuff. All right. So again, that was just something I wanted to get off my chest. Counterfeit. Andrew Leff wrote a story once. Etsy, ETSY. Someone was putting a counterfeit T-shirt on their platform. How would Andrew Leff ever find a T-shirt on ETSY's platform? If you said to me, what do you think happened? I can guarantee the short seller got a T-shirt company, put it up there themselves, and then reported themselves, got them kicked off from selling a stupid T-shirt. The stock was 130. Go back and do your homework. It went to 60. It went down $60. The shorts were getting killed at that time. It was a big short squeeze going on. It was 130 down to 60. Google the story. Etsy, counterfeiting T-shirts.
And it's so funny that I try to tell people I memorize all these crazy things. I can't remember my kids' birthdays, but I always get this right. All right. So again, these guys use many tricks. Counterfeit. Counterfeit's a bad word. Etsy sold a T-shirt and lost 50%, $130 to $60. How many investors got wiped out there? This is Wall Street. We've been trying to fight it. I've been trying to teach you. I told you I have 60, 70 friends, probably 100, giving me information all the time on all the little tricks that they do. Okay, when I worked on the trading desk, we all watched different stocks. I did technology. The person next to me did food, who did, autos. Everyone did something different. And that's how you have many eyes. Okay, that's how you learn to follow everything, because you can't follow everything. So anyway, I just wanted to give you those couple of things. Let me just step into this before I get into the real juice of this meat of the phone call today. Is that yesterday's market rally after the slaughter, and it's so funny that silver, gold, physical delivery, they destroyed it. Bitcoin was designed just to buy and sell. Now, there's one Bitcoin could be lent out or create how many Bitcoins or derivatives off of it. Once Wall Street touches it, it becomes a shit show. I've always told you that. Look what they've done. They destroyed everything. Right? Does that mean Bitcoin's over or silver or all this stuff is over? No, but there's people that got wiped. And no one cares. That's the funny part. Everyone's always yelling, oh, this, that. You saw the papers, Christian Shaughnessy was posting the headlines, this silver market rally's over. All of a sudden, silver, which was everyone needs, the U.S. government is making it, a precious metal that they need to have for military use. All of a sudden, it's over because of the bear raids, the naked shorting of silver, gold, Bitcoin, you name it. They've done it to everything. But yesterday, the market was crushed. And yesterday, we had this bounce back rally. Now, I've been trained by a lot of good traders, and we always stick to our guidelines. On a day when it was ugly, you're supposed to be buying it. Like I've always told you, you buy a little bit. You're buying 50,000 shares, you buy 3,000, down $2 more, you buy 2,000, and you average in. And when the market turns and you get that bounce back rally, it goes back up 2, 3, 4, 500 points, which it did. That's when we would sell out our positions and wait a little bit, because you're never really supposed to buy the first rally. And then you would short some things as a trader. But as you can see, the market is completely rigged. And when the market came back, it was up 500 and just continued its march to 1,000. That's a prearranged program. Buying, the selling stopped. Everyone knew what they were doing except the investors. And anyone who shorted up 500 was then covering and losing their money at the end of the day. Now, we all said the same thing. I had a call this morning with a bunch of smart guys. Who's rushing after the market just gets destroyed and driving it up 1,000? There was a lot of opportunities because a lot of stocks got killed. But what's the race to get back in? Things are slowing down, not getting better. So it's all fixed. So you got to understand the trading pattern. Trading these things are dangerous. Wall Street the game is completely rigged all over the place. If you are going to be a trader, you better be on your toes, because I just showed you how professionals buy the ugliness. We sold the rally, we sell it, and then you start shorting it, and they jammed it up everyone's ass and said, screw you, we're going to get you. That's not normal trading. The trading that I described to you has been the same pattern for a long time. And we always do the same thing. Sometimes you don't pick the right stocks that rally back. That's a different story. Or sometimes we short a stock and they keep going. Those are different stories. But the pattern is ugly, you buy the ugliness, the rally back, you sell it. If it rallies a little bit more, you start shorting it. And if it comes back down, you can cover. And then maybe later on towards the close of the rally again. But yesterday was like a horse race, and the horse went wire to wire and never stopped running. So that is the big boys pushing it up. Is it the government, the plunge protection team saying, hey, we need this market up? That makes sense. Is it a bank in trouble, upside down in a lot of positions, and needs the market back up? Might as well deploy more money to it, back up. So going into Monday, it's very difficult to say, what do I think is going to happen here? Because Friday's trading pattern is throwing everybody off. So, we don't really, most people I know, we don't really have an idea. We would all say the same thing. We think it's going to pull back. So my guess was that if the market opens up on Monday and goes higher, I would short it. If it pulls back down, I would buy it. So that's a pattern for trading. Hold on one second. I'm just going to drink a water. I'm going too quick here. Hold on a second. All right, so you got your basic trading in the stock market. It's 40 years of trading, being around the best traders on the street. I just gave it to you in 2 minutes. Replay this. You can hear it, learn it, follow it. The patterns are always the same. They don't change. All right, it's the same patterns forever. All the big players do the same thing. There's no way traders in the market's up 500 say, hey, I'm going to keep buying and push it up higher. The only way you do that if you know someone's really buying everything that's going on. So I just gave you the opinion of how people trade. Now let me go on to finger motion, and I'll say whatever I think I can say. I'll probably hold back a lot of stuff that I'm not allowed to say. Not allowed meaning that I don't have complete understanding of everything that actually went on. There's a group that has discovered legal, transfer agents, lawyers, everybody was there, technology people, explaining to public companies how to protect your stock from naked short sellers. That's basically, and there was a lot of different people there. I can't tell you who was there, all these different people, but I helped get a lot of companies there, and the only reason I helped is because I wanted to make sure that Finger Motion got a great shot at getting through this door first. Now, the company is working with them. I'm not hands-on that at all. I have nothing to do with it. Everyone knows these guys design an ICO or coin that could be traded that is separate from the stock, but it has to be a real-world asset. I'll use that word because I heard that a lot. Meaning that it's something that Finger Motion or any other company can separate from their company, generate revenue over here, and because it's an ICO, it will not be governed by the SEC. So the company can raise money through the ICO. The most they can raise is $75 million. That I heard a lot of. If it goes past $75 million issuing those coins, then it becomes governed by the SEC. So it would have to be below $75 million. But again, it would have nothing to do with the stock. So let's say Finger Motion has a division that sells widgets. The widgets will go into that ICO. The ICO then has revenue coming in. That revenue can be sent back to the company, to the shareholders. Half of it can be kept into the ICO. The ICO will get value and trade. And the short sellers have nothing to do. They can't touch it. It has separation from the stock. But the stock will get value added because of the ICO. And these guys design it by looking at the fundamentals and sitting down with management and going through their business plan and ways to create this real value, the real world asset, as they call it. I can assure you that the companies that have been there are all very excited and knocking the door down, asking questions, and I think I'd say 8 out of 10 are going to move quickly. Okay, I don't. Again, I'm not part of that. I'm not part of any company. I know these guys, the crypto guys, and the lawyers. I know them. I left. They had to work with all these companies doing their business there. Again, I'm just telling you that this is something that's going to happen. I can't tell you who's going to do it first, who does what, but everyone's excited. Everyone has questions to figure out how to get that real world asset. Remember, that's the term, real world asset. It will not be governed by the SEC. Nothing. They can't touch it. They can't do anything about it. And it has one common goal, and everyone said the same thing, to fuck up the criminals. That's all it's about. No one wants to sit here and create some new coin outside their business model. I'm sure Martin Shen's not sitting here saying, what the fuck do I got to do now? I got to do what? I got to do this? I chased Capybara, the guy who was writing the fake reports. We got Lind Partners. We got Hudson Bay. And now I got to do this? Well, guess what? You have to. Because the criminals are running rampant here. And many other companies are pissed off and sick of this nonsense. We can all see it. You can see it in silver. You can see it in gold. You can see it in Bitcoin now. You can see it everywhere. Everyone's screaming. How does the government just turn their back on it? I don't know. So, like any other great thing that happens in this world, people have to step up and figure out a way to stop it. First to move always does very well. Remember Pat Byrne, first to move. All right? So we'll look for a first to move. I did everything I can to get us to the front of the line. Again, I'm not the company. I can't force them to do anything. Everyone can listen, learn, get educated, and they make their decisions with the group. All right? Do I think things are going to happen? Absolutely. Because everyone is sick of it. That I can tell you. Everyone said the same thing. No matter what we do, our stocks go down. And one good example is that was NRGV the other day. When I was away, they came out with some news of a new contract. Stock spiked to 527. I went back to meetings. It went down to 4. Why would anybody even do any business when your stock just gets slaughtered for no reason? All right, there's over 500 million shares they're short. We all knew they were getting contracts. I think it was in Australia, I think it was. Yeah, my friend in Atlanta said fingers not quick to move. Well, I can tell you this. No company moves quick because no one understands what's going on. You know, if you were a broker, maybe a broker or a trader or someone on the front line, you would understand naked short selling. When you're running a company, you have no idea what's going on. I meet CEOs all the time. They have no fucking clue what's going on. I just gave you the story about that poor woman with the defense company. You're dealing with criminals, offshore criminals. Everybody knows they have to move fast. But again, companies have lawyers, board of directors. They have to get things approved. The short sellers hit a sell button. If anyone here has a better idea, feel free. Call up the company, you tell them. I'm running around the globe trying to help people. Think about that. I'm running to London. I didn't sleep in 3 goddamn days running around, flying on planes, left my family to try to get people to save everyone's investment. That's what I'm doing. I'm not looking for a medal. That's Busy Brand's job. Him and his crew want medals. I don't want a medal. I want to squeeze it, go to the next one, squeeze it, and go live happy ever after. That's what I want to do. No medals. I don't want anybody, I could care less. The medal department's down the block. We're here to make money, kill the shorts, expose them. The most important thing we've done for everybody on this call, and we put the truck in front of the SEC 23 times. We've helped expose the crime. If there was no crime, they would have told us to shut up a long time ago. Not let us embarrass them 23 times. We've had the truck at the DOJ, the FBI, CNBC, Fox News. I told you I went there at 4 o'clock in the morning just to get the parking spot because there's only a couple of spots in front of Fox. CNBC, I told you, the DTC, we put it at FINRA, the Washington Post, everywhere. Everywhere in D.C., they have cameras. Our truck has been on a camera everywhere. That's what we wanted. We wanted proof that we were there. We wanted proof that we were whistleblowing. And that's what makes the problem bigger and stronger because they can't stop us. They have to show their cards if they want to stop us. But no one's ever showed their cards. Now Christian Shaughnessy did an interview with the CEO telling you he's excited about some other acquisition. I don't know what that is. And you can listen to the interview yourself. It's right there. 240,000 people have listened to it. Now, people saying to me, "Oh, you're just retweeting." I have no way to. I listened to it one time. I've alerted people to listen to it, but 240,000 people, that's a lot of people and a lot of investors. If we have a lot of naked shorts, guess what we have? A lot of investors. What's the ratio? What's the number? Forget 240. Make it 100,000 people. Cut it in half. The company only has 60 million shares outstanding. How many shares does everyone own? I took little surveys. The normal, 60% is over 7,000 shares. Think how many people are long the stock. Is it 300? I'm telling you, days I have people buy the stock and their buy orders are filled, which they showed me pictures of it. And the volume is nowhere near what they bought. We have days where we traded 180,000, and I had two guys buy 300. Two guys. And then the volume is only 180,000. So I do believe there's a lot of dark pool stuff going on here. And I think the volume, the naked short volume, could be 500 million. I really do think. I think a lot of it's been hiding. Because a lot of people say to me, well, sometimes the volume doesn't add up. Well, I just told you days. There's so many days that the volume doesn't even show up. And again, I just tell you, it's pretty easy math. 100 a day, 500 a week is 2 million a month, 24 million a year. Been doing this for 6 years. Get those days where we trade 2-3 million shares a day. They never cover. I posted, if I was short 1,200,000 shares and I borrowed to do it, why wouldn't they cover? The most they can make is $1.20. The most they can lose is infinite. The real short is tied to the naked short. And if they start covering, it could ignite the naked short. It's pretty easy math. There's no one on the street would stay short a stock if you shorted it at $4 or $5. Why aren't you buying it back at $1.20, $1.10, wherever it is? Because there are no sellers. There are no sellers, and the only sellers are the shorts. So if they try to cover, they're only going to be covering themselves and reshorting it again. You can't close out a position on a fake IOU again. It just keeps existing. So if anyone on the street ever has to deliver, the whole thing takes off and it's like a lighted fuse. It doesn't matter where it starts. As you see, we post stocks all the time that go from zeros to heroes in a day. And the symbol off the top of my head is that SMX. I don't know why. It went from 3 to 500 in 3 or 4 days. You know, Pete, the Polish assassin, put up, oh, it's going back down. We all know it's going back down. We can't short it. No one can short it. Those are shorts killing shorts. Longs all sold into it, and the shorts were killing each other, trying to short it. Guys were covering. It's all short versus short, naked short. The strong shorts win. The small shorts get run over all the time. But 3 to 500. It didn't start at 400 to go to 500. It went from 3 to 500 in 5 days, 4 days. Sam, Mary, X-ray. Do your homework. It's right there. Finding a short squeeze is like needle in a haystack. I always tell you that. If you got them, tell me. Then I need you to find. I stay in my lane, and I study the same thing over and over again. And that's how I'm going to win. The proof is that the SEC has never said a word. We put the truck there 23 times. We've insulted everybody because they're all criminals. Just follow the sell tickets and the money. That's all you have to do, and they'll all be exposed. Hudson Bay, their business model is invest in a company, get some free warrants, dump the stock immediately because they want nothing to do with it. That's so strange. Why would you give any company money if you want nothing to do with it? They want the free warrants, and what do? They trade against those free warrants all the time. So when the stock went from 1.5 to 550, they could have made themselves $6 million, but instead they sold into it and shorted it. And when it comes back down to this level, they want to try to buy it back. And if it runs back up, they'll sell it again and repeat and rinse. That's what they're trying to do. That's their business model. My friends at Roth Capital told me that. I never heard of Hudson Bay. I never did business with them. But that's their game plan. We asked the CEO. He called them up. They wouldn't even take his phone call. They asked him if he wanted to convert. They wouldn't even take his phone call. Nice guys, right? Why wouldn't you take the phone call? They could care less. They're there to manipulate and steal whatever they can, and keep around like a fucking what do you call it, a splinter in your hand. You got to wait for it to come out. That's what these guys are. They're just like a thorn. So we're fighting everything we can. We're finding new ways, new ideas to try to get these guys. And if you think that Ryan Cohen and Michael Burry got an idea, Ryan Cohen, for the 1,000th time, he sold stock and covered the shorts. And I know everybody keeps saying these shorts are here. There's billions and trillions and gazillions. I worked on the street. I've seen guys get calls from their attorneys, from clearinghouses. We're not taking any more orders in that stock. The SEC is investigating or this. And the players stay away from those names. GameStop had its day in the sun. It's always mentioned. Now, it could still go. I don't know how big the short is, but 99% of the players stay away from that name. Of course, they can go rob someplace else. That's not a hot name. And when GameStop recently was popping up again, when it's stocks like this and there's big shorts in it, and Ryan Cohen's making noise, the stock usually jumps 3-4 points at a clip. That means you're catching the shorts. It's trading like a normal stock to me now. It runs up $1, then it drifts down the next day, and it's just people trading it back and forth. This is what it looks like to me. So for those who keep asking me about it, if you want to do it, you buy the dip, sell the rip, buy some cheap calls, and that's the way you get involved with this forever. You don't have to worry about it. But keep asking me and telling me it's going to squeeze. I really do think that they got billions of dollars from the shorts, because if it was a long, the longs would have done what? Filed and told you they own the stock. Unless we have longs that are all embarrassed that they put $5 billion into a company, they don't want anybody to know. It looks like Michael Burry, he's not shy about anything he does. He tells you everything he's doing. Longs would tell you also. So again, for those who keep asking me about it, that's my opinion on it. Finger Motion is a clear-cut short squeeze candidate. It's got 60 million shares. It's been manipulated for years. We posted about it. We called the SEC about it. We whistleblew. We can't do any more whistleblowing. We're more than those people that are trying to warn the ICE people. We blow the whistles more than anybody. And it still goes on. There are no sellers. What you're seeing is manipulation. I posted the other day at 5 o'clock in the morning, someone sold 2 shares, not 200, 2 shares. $2.30 worth of stock at 5 o'clock in the morning. No, none of us even trade pre-market in this name. The only people doing it are the shorts. They try to cross it, and they're going back and forth between each other to create some sort of volume. It's a head game. Oh, the stock is trending down pre-market. It's a head game. We're posting that we think there's 500 million shares short. If they go back and forth on 20,000 shares, they still got 499,998 million to buy. I mean, it's just ridiculous, the numbers. All right? There's no one trading pre-market that wants to sell two shares to get out at 5 o'clock in the morning. And the only reason I saw it because it was in London somewhere. The whole thing's trash. It's all manipulation. These are all tactics that have been done 100 times before. Pre-market trading, if the SEC ever looked into it, they would find them in minutes, the criminals. Some of you guys are saying, well, it's never going to happen. They're going to continue to let it go on. Listen, the silver, Bitcoin, and gold attacks are telling the whole world that this whole thing everything is a scam. It's got to end. They're going to have to pull the Band-Aid off sooner or later. I don't think Trump and Devin Nunes are that stupid. People say, oh, they only want to do crypto now. Well, how come crypto's being attacked? If they're going to just do crypto, Trump, they need to get out here and support it, right? This new law coming out. I forget what it's called, the new rules, whatever it is. I'm not a crypto guy. But, why aren't they protecting that? I think it's a big trap, and I think Trump is going to do something. I just find it that it's so much noise. Ann Vandersteel, busy, General Flynn, Pat Byrne, don't count on him. He's doing election fraud. That's why I stopped talking to Pat Byrne, because he's doing election fraud. He wants nothing else but election fraud. Pat Byrne already told you how to clean a short selling up. He could clean it up in 2 days. Devin Nunes knows about it. Busy met with these people. We got a little thing out of General Flynn, and then they stopped. This is a 24/7 fight. General Flynn and Vandersteel, Busy. Where are you today? Get up, bang a drum, have a conference call, get in front of the SEC again. You can't stop. You got to keep going. MMTLP, I wish him the best, but you can't make any money with it, so I really don't care. I told them before, get everybody on your team. They want to be their own community, so that's their thing. So, I wish them the best, but I have no interest because I can't make money on it. And if they win and go close to the finish line, we're all going to win. So we can only fight for what we can do to make money. As you know, time goes by. I keep telling people, I'm doing this 26 years, not 2 weeks. So if anybody's new on this call, I'm not a rookie. I've been doing this 26 years. And I've told you, I threw my hat in the ring, it's on finger motion. I paid $287 for it in 2018, December 31st, 2018. The company was just starting out. I paid $287. The company has a bunch of businesses now all over China, and the stock's $1.15. I never saw that before. Company's 100 times better, and it's down 60% from where I purchased it. Even more, whatever, 70%. That's Wall Street for you. They always tell you, oh, you got to wait, be patient. How many companies have been destroyed that I see now that are high-priced stocks? I'll just give you a couple. I was introduced to TNXP many moons ago by a dear friend in New York. I think they reversed their stock 3 to 4 times, and now it's an $18 stock. Now it looks like a company that's a real biotech working on real products and whatever they're doing. It's $18 now, I think. How many investors they killed to get to that point? 3 times, 3 or 4 times they did it. Then I look at, even EKSO, the one I told you about. Now it's a $9 stock. Now it's a $9 stock. I think they reversed it 3 times there. XXII was a stock I followed. They reversed it once or twice already. They all do the same thing, and now they're all members in good standing now. Now they look great. The money that was stolen from those first runs where these companies were naked shorted all the way down has to be trillions of dollars. I always told you about ROOT, Root. I think it went from 100 down to nothing. They reversed it, then they squeezed it back up, and now it looks like a real company again. But that first beating was brutal. MULN, how many times did they reverse the stock? 4 or 5 times? All those poor investors wiped out. You saw it in M10 recently. The shorts kill these companies. They have no choice. The CEOs get the calls from their lawyers. If you don't do this, we have to put out a statement that you can't survive and you're going to go bankrupt. You got to get the stock above $1. The NASDAQ. Remember, the NASDAQ always sends out that little letter. Hey, you got to get your stock over $1, or you risk of being removed from the NASDAQ. Yeah, CVM is another dirtbag, Gert. That guy, I know him 30 years. I think he reversed his stock 5 times. He slaughtered more people. I would never buy that stock. And he's working on a cure for cancer. I wish him the best. And that's what he always says. I'm close. I'm going to get the cure for head and neck cancer. And I have a dear friend that had it. But when you don't stand for the investors and you stand just for what you want to do, then you can't invest in it. Wish him luck. Stay away. But you need to fight for the investors. Most of these CEOs don't give a shit because they don't know what the hell they're doing. That's the problem. We got to get to the finish line. We got to get to the finish line. They don't care. Wall Street slaughters you, shareholders yell, and just time keeps marching on. Again, I found Finger Motion. I thought it was a great idea. They're doing business in China, and all of a sudden they've been attacked by everybody. People keep protesting, oh, the CEO, he doesn't want to use up with the shorts. No, he's a great guy. I've had dinner with him. Me and William had dinner with him that last year in Atlantic City. Great guy. He told us a story about the time he went to Lynn Partners to say hello. And Jeff Easton said, I'm not shorting the stock. That was the first words out of his mouth. And he goes, that was so strange that the guy would say that. And we looked at each other and said, you bet your ass that was strange. Can you imagine all the other crazy stuff that normal people have to see that don't get involved in this stuff? I'm sure the stories are horror. There's horror stories everywhere. I don't think people go public. Don't get me wrong, there's some companies that are total scumbags. I got it. But I just gave you the stories about the shorts writing positive things, putting out stories, companies got deals and this and that, and they short into the buying because guess what? When the rumor comes out and it's false, they look like heroes. We told you. We're always right. That's the short game. Short and distort. That's what they do. And don't think about it that they do the long and the same thing. Long and they short. You know, I'm not defending any company. I'm here for stock settlement. All right? I have as many losers as everyone else. And I'm not going to stop fighting. I think Finger Motion is the play. I think that's the one that's going to change my life, and I stand with it. I've got guys with great ideas presenting to them. Do I think they're going to do something? Yes. Can I guarantee it? No. But I will guarantee you that we will not stop exposing the fraud. 240,000 people. And people, just retweet the interview. Tell people I can't. They don't even see me. Retweet Christian's interview and tell people to listen to the CEO, and then think about 500 million shares to cover. Where's the stock going to go? The shorts are doing the craziest thing ever here. By holding it down, they're giving people a better price. You put up less money to get more shares. That's what they're doing. I told you before, real shorts want stocks higher because when they sell it, they make more money. When you're a fraud, they need to push it down and get you to sell. Only reason. Stock bounces up a little bit, went to 150 a couple of days ago. Hurry up, push it back down. What did that stock have to do with the market sell-off? Nothing. They're not long Bitcoin or silver or gold. It's funny, when the market sells off, all the stocks that we're involved in, most people on this phone, always go down. The market rallies back, up 1,000. How come our stocks never rally back up? Anyone think that's strange? I do. If your stock is selling off at the market, that means it's a market stock. Shouldn't it rally back with the market? That tells you that the shorts never cover. They're telling you they're not covering. They're telling you they're laying out more, trying to hold it down. They're telling me that you're going to get rich because when they do panic, you're going to get an SMX times 4 or 5 times. No one even knew that name, and it went to 500. Imagine a name like this where everybody's educated and we got thousands of people listening to it and 250,000 people following what Martin Shen has to say. This is going to be explosive. Keep it viral, educate your friends about it, and we're all going to do very well. Everybody stay warm. It's cold out, and it's a good day to, if you have a fireplace, start a fire, I guess. I don't have one. Anyway, listen, have a great day, and we'll see you on Monday. And I'm going for the Patriots. I hope they win. All right, everybody, have a great day.